Hello and welcome to the channel. Hope you're keeping well and all that jazz. Now I've just finished, it's quite heavy, finished painting this. It is on wooden panel, so it's nice and big, and it turns out wood is really nice to paint on. So watch me paint it here and talk some random nonsense as well. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you if you already have. So let's do some painting. Hello, welcome to my latest video. Hope you're keeping well and all that jazz. On Thursday, the 2nd of March. It's nearly Friday, it's approaching midnight, so I'm not going to be speaking particularly loudly because the Duchess of Fife has gone to bed, so I'll talk quite quietly. Now, I promised yesterday I was going to paint on wood in my last video, so here it is, a big wooden panel that I got from the tip earlier, well, yesterday I got it. Now size wise, let's have a look. It is pretty big. Use my granddad's yardstick. It's about 30 inches by 19. Yeah, 30 by 19, double check. Yeah, that's decent size. It's not quite, I've painted on wood once before, which I'll put here using the magic of post-processing, which wasn't amazing, but I enjoyed it. It was good. And that one's even bigger. I can't remember the size, but it's very, very long and big, the other one. So anyway, I've put, you know, layer of gesso on. Well, before putting the gesso on, I've sanded it. Layer of gesso, sanded that, another layer of gesso. I've got a couple of layers on, which is dried nicely. Anyway, I'll get my palette camera on and I'll be back in a second. Right, palette camera is on. I'll get a pointer and show you what's on my palette. So my glass pane, I've got some Payne's grey. I've got some earth green and mixed a bit of red ochre into that, make a nice ground colour, earthy colour. I've got some red ochre, Indian yellow. I've got a little bit of primary blue mixed into titanium white, make a nice sky colour, and titanium white on its own. And what we do need is some linseed oil. So I'll just plonk that in the middle. Incidentally, my glass sheet has got a couple of sheets of A4 paper underneath. Helps the colours to show up. I could do with replacing the sheets at some point, they're a bit mucky. But anyway, there we go. Hopefully fit the palette cam in the corner, because it's using up quite a lot of space, this big wooden panel. So right, let's start doing. I might just grab a bit of Payne's grey just on one corner and some of this earthy colour. Nice linseed oil as well in there. A bit more red ochre perhaps. And we'll see what we can do. Yeah, hope you're all keeping well and all that business. Oh, this is going on quite nicely actually. Not bad at all. But anyway, I've been literally inundated with a message from my tens of viewers. It's off a good friend of mine in Buxton, where I used to live in Derbyshire, middle of England. And you know, I'd known her for quite a decent amount of time. I think I've known her, oh god now, about 13 years, I guess. Perhaps, no, not 13 years. Say 10 years anyway. But yeah, she messaged me on YouTube. That's the amazing thing about social internet networking stuff. It really brings people together. But yeah, I'm sure Sarah will be watching, and she asked me to mention her and her family. I'm friends with them all, but for fear of sounding like the shittest DJ in the world, a big shout out to Sarah and her family, Emma and Nick. Of course, they've got children as well. But yeah, had some good laughs, me and Sarah. I once dressed up as her. I knew her through work and everything like that, and it was a bit of downtime, so I dressed up one day as Sarah, nicked her stuff. I'll put the picture here actually, it's quite funny. I'm always dressing up, do like acting the fool. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for watching, Sarah, and hello Sarah, Emma, Nick and family. This is going on reasonably well. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Bit of a hill on the go. I wonder if we just develop that idea a bit to some trees, maybe. Something there as well. Perhaps some trees there as well, I think. We'll see what happens as we go on. Right, it's a start anyway. Not the best start in the world, but it's a start. I'm going to use my fingers, just put a bit of, have some blue in that corner. That's the plan. Might use my brush actually as well. Just give my fingers a wipe and the brush. Me palette cam hasn't got a lot of battery, so I apologise if that cuts out mid-video. I was watching The Hobbit earlier, Lord of the Rings and all that sort of thing. Oh, I've just picked up the Indian yellow by accident. Anyway, we'll use the Indian yellow. Let's add a bit of titanium white to that. Just have a bit of Indian yellow there, maybe. Yeah, and there was a scene with a stick insect in. Don't know if you've seen it, but this bloody stick insect reminded me of a time I used to have stick insects. And the story behind it was there was a lad who lived next door. He had stick insects, and he asked me if he, the family asked if I wanted any. I thought, oh yeah, go on then. Years ago. So it's a bit of titanium white gone on there. So I said, yeah, go on then, I'll have some stick insects off you. Didn't want anything for it, so and I had 6 of them. of these stick insects, which I thought were great, a bit of a novelty, you know. But unbeknownst to me at the time, they bred like absolute, like you wouldn't believe. You know, I had sort of like a plastic house, if you like, with some bits of ivy in and these stick insects, and they bred like absolute rabbits, these bloody things, because within about 4 months of having these flaming stick insects, they'd all had children, and the children's children had children, and I ended up with like 20 stick insects, so I had to get another box with stick insects in, and then that other box had become another box, and by which time I had hundreds of bloody stick insects about a year later. And I thought, I'm going to have to bloody do something with them, because they were going through ivy like there were no tomorrow. And I thought, this is getting ridiculous now. So I thought I'd release them, because I'd heard that you could release stick insects and they get on quite well, in the environment, as long as they've got food. So I'd hatched a plan. There's where I used to walk my dog near this village. It had a great big long ivy wall going round someone's house. It's a very grand house. There's all this ivy, So I thought, right, I'll early one morning, at 6 in the morning when people were still in bed and what have you, I'd sneak these stick insects from the house to this wall with ivy, and the ivy was going up a tree and everything like that. I thought, yeah, there's plenty of food there for them. So I did that. I loaded all the stick insects into my car and just took them down to this house with the ivy. I thought, oh yeah, brilliant. So I emptied all these bloody stick insects out of the houses, these 6 houses or whatever. I thought, brilliant, and I, took the empty houses back, put them in the car, and that was it. And I'd forgot about it. These stick insects, totally forgot. But one day, it was a few days after or whatever, about 4 days after, I was walking the dog past this house, and where I'd let the stick insects out, as the ivy, all this big tall, long wall up a tree, that had all gone. The bloody stick insects had just decimated the ivy. There was nothing left. Just destroyed this bloody ivy on the wall. Thought, oh shit. I never got caught. Bloody hell, they'd worked through the wall, clearing the ivy, and made their way up the tree. Having that bloody feast. Yeah, funny. So yeah, bit of a sky on the go. It's not my best, but it'll do. Right, just plonk some more of this blue in the sky. Yeah, it's quite pleasant. That sky is not bad. I'll get this blue on. Right. Might pull it on with a sponge, see what happens. Might speed it up if nothing else. Oh, there's a great big long hair. It's not one of mine. That happened the other day as well. That's one of my wife's, I think. Long. Definitely not mine. Oh, that's quite nice for a sponge. I've had these sponges for a while. Never got around to using them. Get some nice textures and shapes with a sponge. Lovely. I'll do. That's a start. Well, it's a middle bit. Yeah, my palette cam battery is very low, so apologies if that goes off. Right, let's get some Payne's Grey, a bit more linseed oil as well. Darken off that a little. Put some dark down here. I'll leave that patch and leave a patch there. It's a little bit muddy and horrible, but we'll see if we can make something of it. Might turn into something. Right, I wonder, just a bit more titanium white just there. There we go, that'll do it. Let's have a think. Bit of wiping away perhaps. Yeah, it's wiping away quite nicely. Sort of, kind of anyway. I really should have let that gesso dry a bit longer, I think. Me being impatient. But never mind. Brush a wipe again. Payne's Grey. Let's think about up there. Put some trees or something, maybe some cliffs, something going on. Something there as well. Rocks maybe. Let's darken the foreground a little. I really should have put my darks on first, but there we go. Live and learn. Don't know where it is. It's just something in my mind's eye. Yeah, we're getting there. It's going to start turning into something meaningful, I hope. Right, might get a bit more of this blue. Just add that on the sky. Just put it on as it is, I think. Or mud, I should say. It's muddy and horrible. You should have cleaned the brush a bit. I'll do it with my fingers. That's better. Always make mistakes. I'm still quite new at painting. think it's been about 5 years, something like that. Still learning all the time. That's quite nice, that blue. Sorry, my arm in the way. Let's use a bit more of that blue, actually. Just darken it off here a little. Just with my fingers. Quite often use my fingers for skies. There we go. Some Payne's Grey maybe. Right, looks a bit crap, but a bit of titanium white. Yeah, I think I'm clutching at straws a bit. So with that in mind, I might just scrape away some of this paint, because I don't like that sky one bit. Beauty about oil painting, you can just scrape it off and do it again. Right, I wonder, just clean my hands properly. Just churn the sky up a bit. Take those lines away. Yeah, it's getting there. So yeah, I'm not getting stick insects again, because they are a pain in the arse. They really are. My neighbours never thought to tell me that, oh yeah, they breed like mad. Oh, the board's coming off, Gordon Bennett. Getting a bit excited. Right, starting to look a bit better, the sky actually. It's doing all right now. Wasn't early, I wasn't happy. Well, I'll get a bit more titanium white actually. Just mixing that blue. Just my fingers again. Just put that up there. It's turned into a bit of a battle, but you know, it's got to be expected because I'm so used to canvas. Wood is a completely different kettle of fish. It'll take quite a bit of practice to get to where I want to with it. Right, I'm going to get some might plonk a bit of medium yellow on, you know, just there. Give me brush a wipe. Yeah, that sky isn't bad now. I was very worried initially. I'll put some yellow just there. Another wipe of the bush. And some just there as well. Fingers as well. Just where I think there's going to be bits of light. Not too bad. Right, wipe the brush yet again. Hasn't turned out too badly. Just sort that bit out a little. Have a bit of a line going on down there as well. Bit of red ochre. Not too bad. As I say, I don't know where it is. I haven't decided yet, but that'll come. Right, let's get a bit more. I might use that medium yellow with a bit of titanium white just there. Yeah, I think we're just about dandy. Let's use my liner brush just to put a bit of a few marks just there. A bit more titanium white. Yeah, the other day I went to St David's Day Parade in Colwyn Bay with work. We were helping to marshal the event and everything like that, and really enjoyed it actually. I didn't know it existed. I knew St David's Day existed, but I didn't know it was a parade. It was really good. My very first carnival parade, I remember when I was growing up, I was in Cubs when Ghostbusters was out in cinema. Kind of dates me a bit, and it was all the rage, you know, Ghostbusters. And we had on the carnival parade, we had a truck, you know, flatbed truck. And the theme were Ghostbusters. We had the Ghostbusters music playing. But because none of us had any imagination, we all got... Well, we all, you know, organised fancy dress, and we went on this... We turned up on the day with the float, and every one of us, about 30 kids, all we did was got bed sheets with holes cut in. That's all we had. So each and every one of us just had a bed sheet with holes in. I hated it, so I'm still not particularly outgoing. I wasn't very outgoing at all when I was a kid. I bloody loathed anything like that. A bit more yellow there. Yeah, I didn't particularly enjoy Cubs. Didn't have any structure really. I needed structure when I was growing up. Right, quite nice, bit more Indian yellow just there. It's not bad actually now. I am quite pleased with how this has all turned out. I was worried at first. But it's got there quite nicely. I do like that sky. Right, let's get my long palette knife. I'm going to grab a bit of yellow, perhaps a bit of blue as well. Just plonk it down there, just in the distance. Just gently does it. A bit more titanium white maybe. I think we're nearly there. So just smooth that up a bit. Oh, it's quite nice that. I do like that. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, I think we're there. That looks just about dandy. I might do a little bit of tidying up off camera. You've probably had enough of me by now. But there we go. My second ever painting on wood. So I hope you like it. It's quite interesting. Those shapes could be, I don't know, anything. Trees, buildings, you name it. It's all accident, you know, the whole thing. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and all that jazz. Let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you for all of your support, because without you I'd be nothing. So hope you enjoyed. I'll be doing a lot more on wood, I think. I enjoyed that. So I will see you in the next video. Don't forget I'm on Facebook, Instagram and jonkidd.co.uk. Just put Jon Kidd Artist into Google and I will show up. So thank you so much and I will see you soon. Bye bye.